Welcome to Undercity Comics. This is Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 243. My name is Nick Valero.
Renee.
John.
This is Bryan.
And welcome to the show, everybody!
Welcome to Undercity Comics. That's a new one.
Yeah,
because, recording it.
No,
No.
I'm walking them in.
Oh, you're walking. Okay.
Like friends all sitting in a couch.
Oh, okay. So the
them.
audience is part of the show now.
Yeah, they don't make any decisions, but like they're here.
They don't make any decisions. They really have no say.
They're like children. They're in the house, but they don't.
Yeah.
I'm opening the doors to my home.
Yeah.
Don't touch anything.
Yeah.
Don't even open your mouth.
Like children. Don't touch anything.
Just don't pretend you're not here. You're
It's
here,
expensive.
but we don't want you here.
It's expensive.
Don't touch it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you were in like how my house was when I lived at my mom's, don't touch the walls.
Don't touch the walls.
Yeah, you can't touch the walls in her house.
Why?
Because they're made of like very expensive plaster, like Venetian plaster.
Nice.
But it's paint.
No,
it's plaster.
It's plaster.
Plaster.
So like the oils from your hands will actually stain the wall.
So then, what's the point of the wall? Like, what if like you?
It's pretty.
So So if you trip, better not
touch-
trip in the direction of the wall.
Well, hopefully not, because you could break the wall. They would. Be
Then
able
what's
to
the purpose of the wall if it can't even catch your fall?
Well, I mean, don't
That sounds
fall.
like poor people speak to me.
Oh,
you've
sorry,
never,
peasant
Thank
talk.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's
I was about to get there.
Oh, sorry.
You use walls?
Yeah. You used what is it called?
You don't use
walls?
refrigerator boxes?
You use walls? Poor.
You guys had a refrigerator?
We had an
Real?
igloo box.
Listen, I had an igloo.
We had to buy ice from the liquor
I was
store
tell-
every day.
I was telling Monica that because my mom and dad's house it's so old that it actually does have a meat locker. It's under the house, like it's a giant concrete meat locker.
Is that what you call it? Is that where you hide the bodies?
That's what. Well, I mean, that would be where I had the bodies.
Not
Anyway,
where you do.
no, that's where I would if I was a murderer.
But
I'm
you
not.
are. But you are.
Why are you trying to put my thing?
No
on?
one's gonna find you out in the wild, dude.
Huh?
No one's gonna find you out in the
Yeah, I
wild.
know, because I'm in a bush.
Weirdo.
Watching the bodies.
For the future bodies.
If you feel like you're being seen at night, it's 'cause it's probably Nick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like Batman. I'm murder. I jump out of nowhere. Justice, and then I beat you up.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
Guys, welcome to Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue
What are we talking
243.
I don't know how.
Check out our website, keepingupwiththenerds.com for all the up-to-date information. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and xmen.com. Check out our audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. Also on YouTube Music. And check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Keeping Up with the Nerds. Wow, I'm just messing up. All of us are messing up today.
It feels like we haven't done this in a while.
I don't think we have. We gotta get back in the system.
I blame the moon.
The mood?
The moon.
The moon. What's with the moon?
It's a full moon.
Why are you guys wearing sunglasses? I just realized.
I know.
So I'm
there's
just
a
gonna
good
wear
reason.
normal glasses.
Why,
There's a good reason.
what's a good reason for you?
Because we're well on our way to stardom. We're officially past 300 subscribers. Thank you guys
Yes.
for all the support you've been giving us. Thank you guys
Listen,
so much.
all I heard was Brian's gonna dye his hair next issue.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
funny
So that's
story.
what I
So
heard.
funny enough.
Yeah,
So
so-
funny enough, right?
Listen, you
Pull
gotta
out
give people what they
that
want.
fro.
That's fine. That's fine.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Is the carpet gonna match the drapes?
No, we're not doing that.
Please?
We're not. No.
Come on.
That sounds-
No.
No, we're doing that in 500.
No, we're doing that at
500?
1500.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
1,500?
50.
Are
you being serious?
So
No.
there's a number.
There's a number. You said there's a number.
I would not.
And you can watch it on our OnlyFans. It's just going to be a camera and his baby maker. We're going to turn it into a different color.
That's what you want.
What?
That's what you want.
Well, I
Is the
had no-
audio okay? Or are we?
No, you're good. Yeah.
Oh, we're doing something else. Though.
Yeah, don't,
Okay.
don't mind us.
Don't listen- don't look
Keep
at them.
talking so we
I'm
have
just
camera on
listen.
you.
I just was concerned.
It's like the Wizard of Oz right now.
So I know. But you're looking
Don't
behind
mind
the
the
scenes.
man. Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
So funny enough, there was one person that let Andy know that they subscribed to our channel.
Who?
Your
mom?
What? No. Probably. I don't know if my mom subscribed. I'll probably talk to her today and be like, "Are you subscribed?" No. Okay. Well, thanks, mom. I guess you don't love me enough. No. So.
We knew that.
No. Wow. No.
God, we
so,
knew that. It's like-
So one of Andy's coworkers.
Did you know Renee's mom subscribed?
Well, it took me a while. It took me a while. You suck.
You're lucky I'm laughing.
His mom's not going to be the only one in an urn.
My mom will forever be subscribed.
Forever. Well, it's like what was his name? Mike, who was on? Oh, Tom. It's like Tom on MySpace. You always have one friend.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll always have one subscriber.
Yeah.
That's Renee's mom.
So the person that subscribed that let Andy know told Andy that the reason he subscribed is because he cannot wait for me to dye my hair, implying the fact that I'm going to be miserable when they do dye my hair. Here's the thing.
I know who this is.
You know who it is?
Yeah, I have a feeling. I have a hunch.
Yeah. And I'm just like, huh?
Who was it?
It's Andy's coworker. I told you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
The Reddit guy.
Yeah, that
I
guy.
love that guy. That guy's awesome.
You've met him before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've met him before.
Andy's coworker that was at the baby shower.
Yeah.
Yes, that one.
I love that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
we all met him.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah, he's great. He's a good guy. He's
Why
a
are
good
you
guy.
talking down to him?
I'm not. I'm just saying that it to me it's always funny.
You know, if you talk down to him, it's a hate crime.
He just subscribed too,
It's-
man.
oh, I let him know. I let him know.
You
when it
don't
pisses
know
me
that you're
off.
gonna hate him. That you're gonna do a hate crime.
I do. I let him know. I'd be like, look, if you get me mad enough, I'll commit hate crimes.
Do you walk up?
Against-
You just walk up to him and you're like, oh, hey, don't.
Not
just
to-
let you know.
I feel like
I'm
you shouldn't really say this.
a hate crime you. I'm a hate crime you.
On such a clippable platform. You know?
So one time that I hate
No,
crimed him.
let me specify. Okay, I'm not.
No,
hate
no,
criming
it's
the
fine.
group.
I feel like we don't
I'm
need-
a specific hate crime to him, just
Yeah.
just him himself.
I feel
he doesn't
like
belong in the
I feel
group.
like that's just. I feel like that's just a crime. That's just.
No, because it's going to be a crime, but it's going to be filled with hate.
It's not.
Oh, so it is a hate
It
crime.
is a hate
Yeah.
crime, yeah.
Which is most crime. But
Right?
like I feel like somebody doesn't commit crime and then they go, I'm full of love though.
Yeah.
Like,
I committed this crime. No, yeah, crime of passion.
no,
Yeah.
that's still hate.
No, because it's a crime of passion.
No, you
Hatred
can't.
was the key.
Yeah, hatred.
Was hatred the key, though?
Yeah, she
Can you
blood.
murder someone but not hate them?
No, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you hated him a little bit. When you,
Involuntary manslaughter.
There you go.
Ah.
Got you there, Nick. You got you there. Don't point at him.
That's true.
The argument was against you.
No, but
You can't switch sides.
involuntary manslaughter- Sorry, one debate. As a national.
I like the switch because Sean said it. So that's why he said it. Because if you said it, he would have argued the hell out of it. That's the thing.
Your Honor, I like the switch sides.
Would've been a great
I'm no
lawyer.
longer the defendant of the prosecution.
You know, because
Hey,
Sean
can we-
said, Your Honor, to the argument.
I would love that in the court of law. Of just going like, just like immediately hearing his side and then just going, hey man, can we switch? Like, your case sounds way better than mine. Can we switch? Like,
Oh my god.
I want to switch.
You're
Like,
such
I
a
want
dumbass.
to switch.
Oh my god.
Why'd you give up so easily?
It looked bad on me.
You could have like literally fought against him.
I didn't. You stopped me when I was gonna.
What do you
rebut
mean
it.
I stopped? You fight against him right now.
All right.
Involuntary manslaughter is not a crime of hate.
You're
No,
wrong.
I feel like it depends on the involuntary manslaughter.
I may not have seen Lincoln Lawyer, but I've seen enough Suits to know my stuff. Okay? Come at me.
First off, you don't watch Suits. You gotta watch Boss Legal.
You don't watch
Then come
Suits,
talk
you
to me.
live Suits.
No. What's her
That was a
name?
good
I was
show.
watching Aaron
Huh?
Brockovich.
Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah. What?
I was watching Aaron Brockovich back then.
You know what's funny? I was flipping through Netflix the other day, and I saw Aaron Brockovich.
It's on there?
It's on there.
Oh.
And then Monica was like, I really like that movie, and I go, I'm pretty sure I've either only watched half this movie or I've never finished it.
Same. Yeah.
Like I've never finished this movie. And she goes, it's so good, and I go, well, this is gonna be a first because I legitimately don't
But
remember
you're
this
showing
movie.
me a movie now?
Yeah, I legitimately
Why?
don't.
Well,
don't
when
know
I
this.
was a kid, when I see Julia Roberts, I'm like, oh, she does the boring movies. You know, when I was a kid.
Yeah,
But now as an adult.
Congeniality.
Yeah.
Now as an adult?
1, 2, and 3.
The Blind
That's-
Side.
that's-
Come on,
Ugh.
it's full of factual.
I was about to say.
where she saved that boy and then stole all of his money. Come on, guys.
That's true.
We went from me
Julia
talking
Roberts
about the
is
guy thinking that I was gonna hate dyeing my hair to trying to prove you wrong
I
that
pivoted.
not every crime is a hate.
I pivoted hard.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I didn't want you to commit a hate crime.
Why would I commit a hate crime?
Because you said you wanted to.
It's a threat. It's not real. It's a threat. I'm not gonna move
People
forward
go
with
to
it.
jail for less.
Again, you're saying stuff on a
Because-
cultural platform.
5 years from now,
Yeah, man.
get hired by Disney.
Listen, man, that guy's gonna turn up
Someone-
murdered, and then somebody's gonna show him this episode and go like, "Well, I know who did it."
You really
I
take
always
right.
had a hunch about him.
Listen, Your
I
Honor, I
always
said,
thought.
listen,
Give me
Your
the
Honor,
numbers.
I said that I was not going to commit a hate crime towards that specific group, just to this individual specifically.
It's a crime. That's just a crime. I
No,
feel
it's
like-
not a crime. Your Honor, it wasn't a crime. He deserved it.
I just hated everything about
That
it.
guy's a dad, Your Honor.
He's gonna teach his kid. Now I have a question. Do you show pictures of this person and then go hate crime? Hate crime.
What are you talking about?
Like, do you show her pictures of this person and then go like,
Oh, this person hates, like, this person loves my daughter. Like,
Yeah?
like just, like, adores her. But hates the fact that she's half me.
what?
What?
Wait, hold on. Go back.
Man.
What do you mean go back? It's as simple as, like, she loves my daughter. He loves my daughter. Like, most precious thing in the world to him. But hates the fact
that you're the father.
Exactly.
That's cool. Wait, hold on. I have a question. So,
Casual. Hold on.
I got a couple questions. First off, has he met her?
Yeah.
I'm
What?
offended.
What?
We haven't met her.
He's met her.
I've met her.
When?
They killed it at the store on Sunday.
You're never around. You're never
I was at your house on Monday.
Yes.
You could have brought her down.
She was crying.
I showed up to you. So what? Maybe I could have soothed her.
Oh, soothe her. I thought you said sue her. I'm
That
like, what do you-
too.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever makes her stop.
I've been telling you guys.
When she starts crying, you know, maybe that'll make
I
her
will
stop.
put
You go,
it this
you've
way.
been served. And then she just
She doesn't cry at all.
she just
Puzzled the whole
she just
time.
puzzled.
Like,
Like,
I was crying. Now I have this.
I don't know if I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I've been telling you guys. Actually, I can't control who MJ is going to be meeting. That's mainly on, like, if we're allowed to take her out. Because Andy is also a part of the decision making when it comes to taking her out.
So Renee was part of the decision making.
No, we were walking around
No,
and
it's
I was
fine.
just like, you know what? We have the opportunity to stop by. And that's what happened.
it's-
I'm always around. That's the thing.
He's always in one spot.
Yeah. Nope.
This is coming from the guy that says, like, you cannot find me no matter what.
But when you call me, do I show up?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Do you want to meet her?
No, not now.
It feels forced.
Now feels forced.
Why are you being such a brat, dude?
'Cause I can't be.
Tell me I'm the
Because
uncle.
Renee met your daughter.
Tell me I'm the uncle.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you. I'm the uncle. But I'm a mad uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my
I'm
privilege.
sorry, Nick.
That's my
I'm
privilege.
sorry. Here, I'm going to give him a hug.
All right, there you go.
You're all... I'm
Don't
sorry.
touch me.
No, don't touch me.
If you touch me, I have no
okay.
response for what I might do to you.
Okay. Almost bitten. That was a legit fear.
I already get bit enough by MJ. I don't need to get bit by you. Sean hasn't even met her, and he's not freaking out.
I'm dying on the inside. These glasses are hiding my sadness.
Yeah. He's holding back the tears.
It's just a single tear.
Dude, by the way, MJ took the vaccinations like a champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
She doesn't have autism now, right?
Oh, good.
Dude,
We're good.
it changed her, man.
Yeah, she's changed her.
It changed her. She doesn't cry as much.
No.
No.
Oh, so fix it. So
Just
fix
the way
something.
you agreed the timing.
Something got fixed.
Something clicked.
Oh my god.
They
Maybe-
changed the DNA strand somewhere.
Maybe,
They added a chromosome.
It added the stop somewhere.
maybe she learned. Maybe she was like, "Oh man, if I cry, I get shots.
Now she's hyper-focused.
I gotta stop this."
Oh my god. That was a dark one. But super funny.
Oh man.
Oh man, dude.
Oh man.
I cried more than she did when she got the vaccinations.
Did you
Yeah.
even
Cry?
see them go in or no?
So
That's what I wanted to know.
So I was. Andy told me, he's like, you have Andy could step in and hold her arms down so that she doesn't like that, or I could do it. I'm like, you know what? No, I don't want you to be the bad guy. I'm afraid of needles, but I'll man up for her. And so I had to hold her arms down while they put the injections in. So she had 1 oral and 2, 1 on each thigh. And so when they did the first one, she like turned super red and she was like holding in a scream. Then she like let out a scream for 20 seconds. I picked her up. I started crying because I'm just like, I don't want to see my baby girl like cry that badly. After like a good 5 seconds of me crying, she kind of stops and goes like, meh. And then she like puts her head down on my chest and like calms down.
Oh, she was drugged. That's why.
Yeah.
She was like super drugged up. Yeah, she went.
She was passed out.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have 3 shots.
She was passed out. I was like, okay, good.
You just put a bunch of medicine in a little thing. Just a little button.
Well, remember all the stories he would have when you got vaccinated with each shot? Remember, you were like, you got the shot, went in car, and you just woke up at your house.
When?
When you got your first vaccination.
What?
Remember?
Did I say that story?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Obviously, you did.
I don't remember that story.
You don't?
No.
Stop exposing
Is that
yourself, dude.
is that a
least
real
on the show.
story?
I guess so.
Yeah. There was times, and then I think you were like just like tired the next day.
Oh, when I was a kid.
Well, yeah.
Recently when you got your vaccinations.
Yeah,
for
your
COVID.
boosters.
Your COVID.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. And I remember every time you would always warn me, be like, hey, I'm going to get my vaccination tomorrow. But if I'm feeling tired, we probably won't record the next day.
See,
okay, cool, yeah.
This is how I know this is.
That was the first time we took the
Yeah.
This is how I know this is a made-up story.
How?
Because you don't remember. How is it a thing about you?
Because the last
And you
the
don't
last
remember.
2
How is it that he remembers the story about you? Because you're a liar. That's why you're a liar.
You're
You
just
lied.
because you haven't met MJ yet.
Don't you bring it up again. Still sorry.
Don't you bring it up! I was making a point, and you freaking brought it up.
Why do you gotta cut me like that? Why do you gotta cut me like that? Not cool.
Oh my god, my head hurts
I
so
know.
much.
I'm
You're welcome.
super lightheaded.
What a great intro, man. What a great intro. I think the best intros are the one where just Nick gets hurt.
Why?
It brings out a different side of you.
Yeah.
A little more active. A little more.
You're into kinky stuff. I like it when you feel pain.
I like it when you get active.
I like it when you hurt.
I like to inflict pain.
Do you?
What? No.
You didn't deny it. That's I was like, whoa, hey.
You didn't say anything.
Your narrative too, dude.
You
What if I said
lied.
yes? What if I said yes?
Good for you.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. That's what he would have said. Yeah.
Living your truth.
You know?
Living your truth.
It's okay. It's acceptable. It's
Yeah.
fine. You
Yeah.
know? It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a little slap and tickle never hurt anybody. Unless they didn't know the safety word. And then it hurt somebody. Then it hurt somebody.
What are you talking about? That hurt that you're just spewing just a bunch of nonsense at this point?
It's not nonsense.
It's the truth.
It makes sense.
It's facts.
Yeah.
It's facts.
You forgot the safe word.
Pineapple! Pineapple! It's not pineapple. Apple!
It's a fruit! I know it's a fruit!
I know it's a fruit.
It's not a fruit.
Like,
Has fruit in the name.
right.
The safe word was tomato. The tomato's not a fruit! It is now.
It's got seeds. See, I just want that moment of, Monica going into my ear and just going, it's got seeds.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet MJ, don't worry. You want to meet her?
I want to meet her.
Yeah, you'll meet him.
Yeah, not right now.
We're recording, obviously not now.
I'm upset. Give me about an hour and a half and I'll be okay.
You're fine.
The end of the recording.
Give me
Oh
about an
my
hour and a
God.
half to 2 hours and I'll be okay.
It'll be okay. All right.
Yeah. I feel better about it.
20 minutes into the show, why not talk about it? Guys, don't forget that we're going to be at the Santa Fe Springs Art Festival April 26th from 3 to 11. Admission is free. We've got a bunch of guests lined up for you guys. Production schedule for the live show as well as the interviews will be coming up soon. We have to work on it because they're going to be doing a banner for us with the actual stuff. So they're going to be advertising. Yeah, they already talked about us in that regards. But we have a bunch of guests, 8 people this time around. Wham Stam, Primetime Collectibles, Meza Brothers, Kevin Tran, Philip Art, Wasteland Comics,
Raphael Navarro.
his friend, I forget.
We'll get it.
Yeah, it'll be there. And I'm missing someone else.
Super Meza Bros?
I mentioned Super Meza Bros.
Okay.
Juicebox Pins.
Juicebox.
Yeah, Primetime, I mentioned them first. So those are the 8 people that are going to be there. Also, please go check out Whittier Comic Fest as well. They're slowly building up their list of people that are going to be attending the convention. What day was it? June 22nd?
Yes.
June 22nd, but I don't think they have a time yet. But follow their Instagram. Again, links will be in the description below for everyone there. Go follow them. Let them know that we sent you guys. And again, thank you guys for 304 subscribers. Honestly, thank you guys.
Yes.
I am dyeing my hair, so don't worry about that. But if you guys want some crazy kooky colors, get us to 500. 508 issues.
Why, will you keep it until they hit 500?
Huh?
Will you keep that blonde hair? You can just do it.
No, I'll do like neon colors. I'll do like something wild.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I will.
No, you won't.
For 500? 500 makes us eligible for payment.
I know.
Yeah, so why not? I'll do it for money.
500 gets a rainbow.
500? Yeah.
Such a slut.
Dude.
For money? Yes.
That's the definition
For
of
the
a slut.
growth.
For the growth? Yes. I'll put in I'll do my part.
What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna record it all for everyone who wants. Join me in the experience of the whitening of my butt.
Just to see it grow, I feel like we're all talking about different things. I don't want to see it grow.
You don't want to see what grow? The subscriber number?
Oh, I thought you meant your penis.
No.
Never mind.
Don't worry, it doesn't get that far.
No?
What? What are you talking about?
Your penis.
Now you're going to make him more upset because now he thinks that you've seen it.
I thought he has.
You haven't.
I know. They both have.
Yeah.
Which also, when are you going to show me that too?
Now he's even more hurt about it.
They've seen the baby maker and the thing it made.
They've seen the baby maker and the achievement.
Yeah.
Sex trophy.
Yeah.
That's like being there when they bought the Legos and then watching you build it.
Oh my God. Please, that has to be real. Oh, yes. Thank you.
They saw me buy the Lego Architect build. I thought they were just going to see the box.
Yeah.
No, they saw the finished product.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Meanwhile, you weren't there for any of it.
I got a text message 6 months later. Did you know I bought this? No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
I've been wanting one.
It looked fun.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been there.
Yeah.
She's breaking my heart today.
You have to see her before the festival because I don't think it'd be fair.
Yeah.
If like I brought her or if Andy brought her to
That's
the
not a
festival,
genuine
everyone gets
meetup,
not.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll just run away.
I can just see it. Andy's coming out and Nick's like,
No.
yeah.
Let's go over tomorrow in the morning.
Not like this.
Everyone else, I don't want to see her.
Yeah.
Not my problem. It's okay,
She's a
dude.
ghost.
It's okay, dude.
She's a ghost now.
She's not a ghost, dude.
Yeah, she's like me. No one will ever see her.
Comic strips.
Comic strips.
Comic strip of yours.
Comic strips.
Comic strip.
Comic strips, a portion of the show where you don't tinge for more than 10 to 15 minutes. We have a little light issue for comic strips today.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to start with the more politically charged one, or do you guys want to go into the more like we're dealing with?
I don't know. We got to fight.
Let's just
Oh,
get
yeah,
that.
It just has to deal with politics.
A little bit.
Like,
A touch.
the fallout of some politics happening. As you all are aware,
Yeah.
we have tariffs being implemented across
Woo!
the country. Not the country, the world.
No, it's
Sorry.
a sarcasm, dude. Jesus Christ. Yeah, right.
So,
And Nick was concerned. He's like,
Jesus Christ, man. Yes, I want to pay for more for my stuff. Obviously, dude.
Yeah, that's some.
Yeah, that's exactly. Insider trading. Woo!
Hell yeah, brother.
we talked about the tariffs last week, and we're talking about the tariffs again. This one's a little interesting.
Oh, there's no
China-
tariffs now.
Well,
Yes.
They
got paused.
They're
Yeah.
paused.
They're paused.
Except China. China
they were
is
just on
the only one.
hold.
China mulling ban on Hollywood film releases in response to Trump tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. film industry so far has escaped direct retaliations from countries hit by the presidential global tariffs. Let's see. But Hollywood's luck in China, the world's second largest film market, could soon run out, according to statements issued Tuesday by two influential public figures in the country. With the trade relations between Washington and Beijing spiraling, two widely followed Chinese bloggers posted an identical set of measures that the local authorities are said to be mulling in response to Trump's 54% tariffs on all Chinese goods, which the president vowed to increase to 104.
Which he now did to 125.
Yep. The list motives include reducing or banning the import of U.S. films, as well as tariffs along other goods. And this was coming from, and I have the name of them and the article that they came from. Simultaneously over social media, these two made a post by Li Huang, a senior editor at the state-backed Xinhuan news agency, and Ren Yi, the influential and widely followed grandson of Ren, can't say that one, former Communist Party chiefs of, So
Point being, they're just going to ban it. Okay.
Point being,
So-
it seems like this is something that is being widely talked about.
Yes.
If it's also making the news articles.
I'm just going to say
China.
this. I'm
Yes.
indifferent about it, and we've talked about it before we started the show.
It's interesting.
It is interesting, but the reason I'm indifferent about it is because I've seen both sides of the argument where people are saying that banning films, if China bans American films, it's a positive in the sense that now the film industry is no longer going to be motivated to make films to appeal to foreign audiences. We now have the benefit of having these industries basically focus on our needs and our wants.
They
happen. No, to an extent, yes. And in the example I brought up was Brave New World, where it literally went a certain way so that the Chinese audiences could go and watch this movie. I've also seen the other side of it, where if we don't have the foreign market, the industry collapses because most of the global budget is the global budget is what motivates the film industry to continue making certain
Domestically,
films.
they don't really care.
Domestically, we don't make any money.
It's always a global number.
Yeah,
They want
and
a
so
global number.
and
You'll
I'll
maybe make like a fourth.
yes,
of
but
what it was.
before I get to your point, I'm just going to say I'm indifferent about it, and it mainly has to stem from public opinion on that. To me, there are films that come out in the U.S. A24, Neon, those companies are producing films that are uniquely different and are being produced under budget, under $15 million, and are still making $30-40 million when they're in theaters. They're the more interesting ones. Cool if it is, cool if it isn't. I don't know. To me, I'm just waiting to see what happens once the tides kind of start to simmer down a little bit. And then you were going to say something.
No, yeah, I my big thing is that it's going to be a very huge rift in the movie industry. The fact is that no matter what, everybody's looking at dollars and cents right now of just like, it's a tariff, it's the Chinese market, it's everything like that. But in reality, it's people's jobs.
Yeah.
That's honestly what we're really talking about right now, because no matter what, that means that our budgets are going to go down for movies. That means that we can't pay people what they're worth. We can't pay to have 20 special effects designers on this movie. We're only going to have one.
And the strikes just ended too, last year.
In which they're not going to be able to hold up to their end of the bargains because of there's going to be this huge thing. There might be at some point where just no movies are going to be getting made, just because there is no market. The market is semi-dead. Mm-hmm. And that'll be really painful, because that doesn't just close the movie industries and these studios, that puts a lot of people out of jobs. That then closes movie theaters. That then closes. It closes everything, and people don't think about like, oh yeah, like that's really going to affect them, and oh well, isn't it just affecting these movie stars? But you know, there's hundreds, maybe thousands of people that are working on a movie that are behind the scenes, and their life, their families' lives depend on this movie doing well. And you just going, okay, cool, we're gonna raise up everything and we're gonna cut out this entire market. That's $150 billion that could be getting sent towards these people and back to the studio, which then tells the studio, cool, we can make these kinds of movies again because the foreign markets like it. Americans, we don't like going to the movies anymore. That's just the
Too
real.
expensive now.
It's too expensive. You know, that stems from, you know, because movies are a luxury item that not a lot of people can afford anymore. You know, you have a family of 5, you're probably gonna wait for streaming for a lot of movies. Or you're gonna wait for budget days. Just because, you know, me taking a family of 5 at $20 a head.
$25.
Yeah, $25 to $20. I mean, let's be honest. If I had a family of 5, I'm not going to IMAX. All right, I'm doing the bare minimum.
Either.
They're not gonna care.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take a 5-year-old and go like, oh, can you tell the difference? The blacks are blacker. I'm just like, no, he doesn't care. He really does not care.
No, but you're right.
The sound is so crisp.
You can hear a pin drop.
Yeah, like,
But
no
you're right.
one's gonna care.
A family of 5 to go watch the movies is almost $100, which is
Just to
like,
see the movie.
Just to
Yeah.
see the
Well,
movie.
no, just a family of 5 is $120 just out the gate.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just, and that's just to see the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then these kids want popcorn.
Yeah.
and
And
snacks
everything-
and stuff.
that's another $60 by the time that you're done at the concession stand.
There's always that one kid that wants an icy too. You're like,
But even then, that means that me taking my family to the movies for 2 hours is the same amount of money as me taking them to go laser tagging for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Or me taking them to Six Flags, or even it's close to me doing a
Knott's
day
Berry
trip
Farm.
at Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
And all these other things. It's almost $200, maybe more, depending on what you bought.
Yeah.
It could be
So
furniture for the house.
that's
you might need,
that could be
you
groceries
know?
for the week.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, though, is that we really do rely on these streaming services. But the problem is that if we're not making anything new, what's the streaming service going to have?
And
Like,
who's
they don't
gonna
have
stay on
anything.
it?
The other aspect about it, and it kind of parallels another industry. I was watching a video by Inside Gaming.
Oh.
They're talking about how the switch to the pre-orders. I don't know if we mentioned this last
we
week,
did
but the
last
pre-order. Okay, so the pre-orders are on pause, right? Because of the tariffs, and they're trying to figure out how exactly it's going to work out.
Yeah.
They were also talking about how, and we'll talk. You'll mention it later on in the in comic strips, but they're trying to justify the price of the Switch 2, right? Why it's worth what it's worth. And so you have the industry, the gaming industry kind of parallels the film industry in that sense, where you have, it's an industry that takes advantage of the people that work behind the scenes, even at the lowest level, because you should be thankful for working in the industry and at least getting your foot in the door. Nick, you're right. You will have these studios basically not fund these other films that have jobs, that could be producing jobs.
But also, that means that you're also not gonna produce movies that are gambles.
No, you won't.
You're not gonna get.
Well, because the
these
studio's not going to be
interesting
interested in wanting to dump the money in there if they know that it's not going to have a market out
Yeah,
there. There are Disney movies that do better globally than they do domestically. I think Moana 2.
Moana 2 did do better
Probably.
in China than it did in the United States.
Not China, but it did just in general.
In general, all over the world, it did a lot better.
It did a lot better. So you have that reliance of the global market to fund and push the movies to continuously be made.
To an extent. Because
so,
like you also have to think of the population of said country.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like let's say I have 15 countries against this one, but that one country already doubles the population and more viewers and consumers from just that one country.
Yeah.
But-
So it's kind of important to also want to keep them there.
yeah.
But that's that's the thing, though, because there's an interview, we were talking about it earlier with Matt Damon. Matt Damon's explaining why we don't make movies like we do in the late 90s and early 2000s, like Good Will Hunting, Patch Adams, all these other movies. And they were like, what about now's movie industry that doesn't allow us to see these movies? Or do we just not have the right creatives? What's going on? And he's even said it too. He goes, we have those same people. There are people that are making these movies. They're writing these kinds of movies, and they're out there. The only problem is that there's just no market for them. Because the studio does not want to gamble on it. Because before, Good Will Hunting may have done, I don't know, $25 million inside of the theater, but then you had that back end of DVD sales and VHS sales, and you knew that was
Physical media.
You had physical media, which people were then going to buy back in, and then that was going to be a new flush, and that's kind of like the movie re-releasing.
What was the film that?
How much did it cost to even make movies back then as well? Like for Doom Part 2, that alone costed $190 million. Okay, domestically it made $276 million. On the global market, it ended up making $419 million.
So it skyrocketed.
It did.
So you played a movie last week at the shop that had success in DVDs, not in theaters. Scott Pilgrim. And I feel like Scott Pilgrim was one of the last films to basically have that success that Matt Damon's talking about. Where
same
the
thing
film
with Dogma, same thing with
Dogma, exactly. Yeah.
Dogma. It was panned at the in the movie theaters. Nobody even went to go watch it.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, even Grandma's Boy.
Yeah.
Grandma's Boy. Nick Swartzen famously says he went to a party, and they were like, "This is the ex-CEO of Blockbuster," and the guy goes, "I actually hate you," and he goes, "Why? What's wrong?" And he goes, "Your movie was the most unreturned movie in the history of Blockbuster. People
Which
would
one?
just Grandma's Boy,
Nice.
where people would
pocket
rent
the movie.
Yeah, where they would rent the movie and then they would just never return to that
It's a
Blockbuster.
great movie.
And he goes, we had to rebuy so many copies of Grandma's Boy, where we had to just keep rebuying because people weren't returning the movie.
Yeah. And it goes back to this idea of like, you do have the industry. If a movie doesn't do well in theaters, you can kind of do better in DVD sales. Scott Pilgrim was one of those films that if you didn't catch it in theaters, you can catch it in DVD because it never went up on streaming until a couple years afterwards on Netflix. Netflix picked it up like 4 years afterwards, right? And then that's how people started watching it again. Then it came off and went back on because of the anime. But
Forget video game sales.
Video game
It
sales.
was a big hit when that video game came
exactly.
out.
But like you now see these films that are being produced like by Disney, for example. If the movie is out in theaters, you just wait 3-4 weeks and then it goes on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, but it's the same thing with like Terrifier. Terrifier didn't do well in the movie theaters.
No.
It did really well afterwards when people were buying physical media and they went back and they were because they couldn't find Terrifier, and then they were then buying it or they were watching what's that one Slasher or what is it? I know it's on the horror streaming service.
Shudder.
Shudder.
Oh, Shudder, yeah.
Yeah, where it was on Shudder and it was like one of the most watched movies on Shudder for a while.
Creep, that one got more traction.
Traction
when it was,
after the theater.
Yeah, after the theater.
But that's the thing, though, is that you have all of these movies that did better after the movie came out. But the thing was that if you don't have the security,
That
safety net, studios are going to be less likely. And also, with that money not coming in, that means that they're going to be making less movies. Less movies means that not so many movies are going to be coming out in the theater. I'm pretty sure they're going to be going... Theaters are probably going to do the same thing they did during the pandemic at that point, where you just rent out a room and, just do whatever you want in there. Hook up an Xbox and you guys just play Xbox in here.
They still do it in some theaters. But overall, just to kind of move to the next topic, I mean, the way I see it is, if you're praising the fact because you want movies to get better, if China blocks our films from entering their country,
They're not.
see the problem that you're not going to get the films regardless because studios haven't learned their lesson. They're not wanting to invest in good films. And I'm talking about the big ones. I'm talking about Marvel Studios. I'm talking about Legendary. If you want something that's not in the superhero genre. Legendary is notorious for just dumping money on films because they're big blockbusters and they're not, it's not cinema. As much as I love Godzilla vs.
They just
Kong.
put out a movie and it's just like, okay, we're just going to make money on this because people are just going to see it.
Yeah, but do you think that Legendary would have made King Kong,
No.
Godzilla vs. King Kong?
No. If it didn't have
it didn't have the foreign market?
No,
you would never see that movie.
No, and we wouldn't be getting a fourth one. So there's the benefit to having a foreign market there. You know,
What
I
about-
think. Let me just say this. I think people should stop seeing this side or this side. There's a benefit to blocking films, and there's a benefit to not blocking films, and they should see the middle, which is start focusing your energy on having the studios invest their money smartly. They're not going to do it, but like you should be asking yourselves, the studio should be investing their money smartly rather than just dumping $300-400 million on a superhero film that's just going to be half-assed because they want the film to be produced as quickly as possible.
But I mean, look
aka Quantum Mania.
I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, like talking bad about Snow White, but like in that sense, yeah, because that made 42.2 million domestically and 86.1 domestically. The budget to make that movie was $290 million.
So that it's not going to make its money back.
No,
Like-
it's a flop.
No, but that one was hit by something else. That's like
True, there were other factors.
there's other because that's kind of like going and looking at Fan Four Stick, at Josh Trank's Fantastic Four, and going like, oh, it didn't make the money opening day, where Josh Trank's tweet really did damage that movie. Of going like, there was a really good movie version of the Fantastic Four. It's a real shame that no one's ever going to be able to see it.
Yeah, my vision.
Yeah, like what my vision of this movie was, and then he deleted it shortly after. That cost them, they believe, like billions of dollars, because people were excited to go see that movie, and then the minute that he talked trash on his own movie, people just lost interest, and that's why Fox even went and sued him afterwards for damages, because of that. But that's what I mean, though, is that you have this foreign market. I mean, Hong Kong has had an amazing movie industry for years, since the 50s. They've had a booming movie industry. I mean, without
they helped make our movie industry what it is today when they migrated over here, because you have people like the Shaw Brothers who really made kung fu movies what they were.
the Shaw Brothers, Jackie Chan came from them.
Well, did he produce or direct? Jackie Chan.
He was a producer
in Hong Kong. Yeah.
in both.
Oh,
he produced movies out here as well.
Yeah,
that's how he came over, because he was producing movies over here. Not only that, but also you had Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was doing a lot of directing and producing in Hong Kong movies. That's how you get Enter the Dragon, and you get a bunch of the others.
Enter the Dragon was his first American film.
Yeah, here. But you have a lot of these different movies that came from China, like these movie directors and these producers, these action stars that came over. Now Wen you wouldn't get without Hong Kong.
Question:
films.
Is Hong Kong a part of China, or is it
No, Hong Kong is
separate?
Separate.
Okay, so just I want to make that clear distinction.
There have been people like, oh yeah, I come.
Hong Kong is more of a Hong Kong is like the Hong Kong is their California. And it's China.
China's the east, it's the center states.
No, because like the closer you get to like Hong Kong, it's a lot more liberal and a lot more open-minded.
Yeah.
Then once you leave there, then you start getting into like the outskirts of China, and then right there, that's when you start getting like a lot more like communism.
Yeah.
And everything else. So once you're in Hong Kong, it's a lot more Americanized. Mm-hmm. And then once you leave Hong Kong, that's when it's like, oh, this is communism. You're like,
oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
You
Like,
see city lights,
okay.
and then all of a sudden you enter China, it's like red. Okay.
No, but I mean, like, and there's other cities in China, not just Hong Kong, that are very like Americanized.
Yeah.
But Hong Kong is the big one.
Yeah.
Hong Kong is like the most famous of them. It's
to wrap up the topic. I feel like if there is at least an opinion on this, do yourself a favor and do some research on the matter, because it's not as easy as just saying it's going to get me my films back, so that it's not being influenced by the foreign market or people are losing out on their jobs. There's a lot more to it. I mean, we spent 20 minutes on this conversation.
Also
like 15.
I mean,
15-ish,
but
yeah.
also
But
some of the greatest movies that have come out in the last like 15, 20 years have been foreign films.
Yeah.
South Korea.
South Korea has been amazing.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, even China's had some great films as well. Like there has been amazing films. Like Korea's been coming out with like Parasite, Train to Busan. You have all Old Boy. You have all these like amazing movies that have been coming out of Asia.
the director for what's his name? Boone. Mickey 17. He just did Mickey 17 too.
Mickey 7.
Yeah, but people forget, and it's like, okay, well, you know what? I don't want my movies to be influenced by the foreign market. Okay, so if you say that but love Star Wars, you're kind of being a hypocrite.
Exactly, because they did completely remove somebody from the poster for The Force Awakens so it could just be
No,
publicized.
Star Wars is based off of this. It's the Samurai, the Seven Samurai, or what's the film? Star Wars was influenced by
Hidden Kingdom.
Yes,
Oh.
there you go.
I
Yeah,
thought you were talking about
It's Kurosawa.
something
yeah.
else.
There you go, Kurosawa.
Kurosawa, but also what was it? George Lucas even says like he took inspiration from the Vietnam War
Yeah, but what I meant,
And Dune.
and Dune.
but his storytelling was based off of Kurosawa's work.
Yes,
Yes, that's
it
what
was
I'm
hid-
saying.
It was the Hidden Fortress, and was it like there was also like I think it was like the Young Samurai or something like that. There was
Isn't
a
it the
few.
Seven Samurai? I don't know.
It's not the Seven Samurai is a Kurosawa movie, but
Yeah.
there's another one besides the Hidden Fortress that he did an amalgamation of like 3 Kurosawa movies.
Yeah.
He put them together, and then he also mixed in like a little bit of like King Arthur, and like he also mixed in what's it called, like modern, like at the time modern political relations with Vietnam and the American military, because he thought that Vietnam were the rebels that were being taken over by this imperialistic army that was just invading and taking over, which was the United States at the time.
Yeah.
So also, if you're a Republican and you love Star Wars, you hate America. The ironic thing, if you're like,
Make Star Wars great again.
yeah, but you hate, like, if you're like, oh, the Empire is like terrible and everything else. Yeah, that was a
Look in the mirror.
yeah, that was he did that to America. Like that's what he said. He was like, oh yeah,
No, Nick.
I was looking
No, it's not the same.
yeah. So I mean, sorry.
Oh, what
Ask
was
George
his name?
Lucas. Then,
Diego Luna had one of the greatest things said about Andor season 2 because they caught him on the red carpet for the premiere, and they asked him, it's like, what do you feel about current things, like current Star Wars stories paralleling like current events? And I think his quote was somewhere along the lines of like, great writing will parallel current events because it's kind of like predicting. I'm like butchering what he said.
it's almost predicting. The future.
Almost predicting like what is going on. And I'm like, smart man.
I've always me and my brother love saying that line, like the night of the election, where like you just heard like a bunch of people like cheering and everything like that. We were like, so this is how democracy dies with thunderous applause.
I mean, look at Daredevil Born Again.
I mean,
Yeah.
Daredevil Born Again is wild because
Art
that movie.
imitates life.
Well, that was filmed what 3 years ago, more
Yeah.
or less, and then it was like it was chopped up recently, like maybe like a
Well,
year or
that's
two
the thing
ago.
is people forget that Born Again was written prior to what we're living through now. And if people say like, no, it was rewritten to make it similar, it's like, no, they only really just changed certain parts of it, not the main story.
No, like the
Yeah.
like the
The main story
is-
stayed.
Yeah,
pretty
they
much
had to reshoot Bullseye killing Foggy. That was because originally it was supposed to be just a policeman that was going to kill Foggy, a dirty cop. But now they're like, okay, no, we want to use Bullseye.
Also,
Well,
a lot
'cause
of
we
the
wanna
rearranging was to
connect,
bring the old characters back
Yeah.
into the show.
Speaking of which, also, have you caught up?
I'm an episode
Dude,
behind.
it's good.
I know.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's
I
good.
heard.
They left it in a big clip.
Yeah, it's a huge cliffhanger.
This week's is the last episode, right?
last
The
episode.
last episode is this week. Yeah,
I just want the Punisher to go after the dirty cops.
I don't know, man. Honestly,
we'll
I
see.
don't know where from last episode. I kind of don't know where the season goes.
Okay, so
I don't really
we'll
know.
see
This
what
is
we'll
gonna
watch
be
it.
crazy.
I'm kind of
I'm
interested to see
excited.
how it's going to end. Yeah,
I'm
Next
excited.
season.
And then
Yeah.
we have season 2 next year.
Next year.
Season 2 is gonna be next year, and then also The Last of Us season 2 is coming up.
Oh yeah.
I'm not ready for The Last of
That's
Us.
the recording.
Too
of
bad.
this
You gotta
episode.
watch it.
I know.
Yeah.
It comes out this
I-
Sunday.
Yeah, I thought it was funny because I taught Monica is one of the funniest people without realizing she's hilarious.
What do you mean?
What happened?
What do you mean?
Because I'm sitting there and like I'm on my computer and she's right behind me and she's on the bed and I'm like, hey, guess what comes out this weekend? And then she's like, oh, what? And I'm like, Last of Us season 2, because she loved Last of Us season 1. And then she was like, what? Already? Oh man, it's gonna be great. She goes, what should we do for Sunday? So that way we could watch it. And I'm like, well, we can get mushrooms. Thinking like we can get like mushrooms, we can like make a dish, and we can eat like some kind of like mushroom pasta. And then she was like, "Yeah, but I have work the next day." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I go, Mushroom pasta, girl. What are you talking about? And then she's like, oh, I thought you meant go get mushrooms, but and we watched The Last of Us, and I was like,
That's cool.
I was like, oh, wait, hold on.
No, you gotta. That's.
I was like, I go also.
Flip you out too.
Yeah, and I go. First off, you would hate that.
Yeah.
Secondly, you were just down. Like you weren't gonna question it at all. Your only objection was I have work the next day.
Wait. Does she know how to get mushrooms, or did she assume you know how to
She
get
just assumed I
mushrooms?
knew how to get mushrooms.
He's a guy. He has a guy.
I do have a guy.
He's got
a fun guy.
He's got a fun. Stupid. Move on.
I do have a fun guy.
You proud of yourself?
Yeah.
Good.
Should be.
Yeah. That's a good one.
He clipped it right now too.
Get ready for a whole new chapter in the Predator universe. Predator, Killer of Killers, an original animated film, will premiere on Disney Plus this June.
Can't wait for a freaking bloody animated anthology to be on Disney Plus.
Dude, I can't wait to watch this, and then right after, like, watching the season finale and going like, dang, that was so good. It was really bloody, a lot of action.
It's
and then
a
all of a
movie.
sudden, just seeing Mickey.
No, it's a series.
I find that weird.
It's
thought it
just
was
advertising stuff
I thought
on
it was-
Disney Plus because there
Because
was
they
a
said
thumbnail
film not yet rated.
very suggestive.
Huh.
huh?
There was a very suggestive thumbnail on the Disney Plus app. Not
Yeah.
to be like, sex protect the kids, but like, I was like, dang, she's got some like titties hanging out, and the kids are just like done watching like some Goofy, and then they see those Goofy things.
And then you're like, oh, Daddy, I don't know what this
Are
is.
you talking about Disney Plus at work?
no,
Oh, Disney Plus in
just
general.
In general.
But
Oh,
Disney,
but
but
yeah, but
Disney
it's
Plus
because-
has a setting. It
Yes.
has settings.
oh, it does.
Yes.
So it has a so if like
That's good.
you have kids that are watching it, there's a kids mode, and then and that takes off all the R-rated stuff.
All the Hulu stuff.
And anything that's Hulu, it just puts Disney
Oh,
stuff.
that's cool that they have that. Then.
Yeah,
okay, I
where
was
it's
not
just-
aware
where-
of that setting.
Well, because you're not a kid. You don't also have kids.
Well, I was just taken back a little bit by it because it was just so jarring. Because I'm like, oh my god.
Christy, I'm not watching tits. I'm not.
You just you just see Sean, and he's like, oh. Christy, did you see what's on there? Like, I'm appalled. What in the world?
No,
Oh my god!
It wasn't me. It was
I
her.
wasn't me. I don't know what's happening.
God.
She's doing this to me.
Stop this witch hunt. What's it mean?
They were just there.
She pointed it out because I was playing a video game. She's like, "Look at the boobies." I'm like, "Huh?"
You know
On
what's
Disney
funny?
Plus?
Me and Renee were talking about this at LA Comic Con. Is that our girlfriends
Yeah,
were far more interested in
It's an
checking out the
anthology
girls.
film.
It is an
It-
anthology
it's an
film?
It's an anthology.
Anthology
Oh, okay.
film.
I don't know why I
Yeah.
thought it was a series.
No, that's
No,
what.
It just doesn't make any
I even
sense.
said movie right now.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I thought it was a series. Anyway,
So what
But-
were you gonna say? That's just anthology?
Nothing. It's just an anthology
Yeah,
series.
I don't know why.
Movie.
Comes out
Uh,
June 6th.
June 6th?
June 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Look
we
out for
were
it.
when we were at LA Comic Con, our girlfriends were far more interested in checking girls out
Yeah.
than we were.
They were the
Like,
one being perverts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were just like, oh my god, did you check that girl out with her butt out? And then we were like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then Monica was like, listen, you guys don't have to play. Like, you saw it, and then we were like,
No,
I legitimately don't know what you're talking about.
We've been looking at these dice. yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
did you see this plushie?
We're like, yeah, look at this dice tower. Oh yeah, let's look at all these metal.
She's like, oh, you're
dice.
telling me that you didn't see Beetlejuice with their ass hanging out? And I was like, no.
It was big. It was,
No.
it was hard to miss. It was hard to miss.
Well, me
That's
and
what
Nick
Monica,
were like,
that's what Monica said.
Yeah.
She was like, how did you miss
Yeah.
that?
And she got mad too. We were walking, and she's
Some
like,
BBL
"No,
there."
no, it's not me." She goes like,
You guys are
not-
gaslighting me.
Yeah, you guys had to see her. We're like,
And then,
we did.
And it was so funny too because then there was that hulking the hulking Yellow Ranger.
Oh, Yellow Ranger, yeah.
The Yellow Ranger that was just like buff and just
Yeah.
half naked. She saw that guy pass by and she was like, "Did you see that sexy dude that walked by?"
Yeah.
And then we were like, "Ooh," because then he disappeared and she's like, "Am I the pervert here?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
No, that just goes to show like what like our value, right? It's like nerdy stuff.
The tops, everything.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
I saw dice in front of me and I was like, I don't care about anything
Yeah.
else. You just look at. It's got an eye in it. It's got kids.
Yeah. It's got slime in it. Like,
Bring it back to the
Yeah.
Predator real
Sorry.
quick. The anthology story follows 3 of the fiercest warriors in human history: a Viking raider guiding her young son on a bloody conquest for revenge, a ninja in feudal Japan who turns against the samurai brother in a brutal battle for succession, and a World War II pilot who takes to the sky to investigate an otherworldly threat to the Allied cause.
I'm
Actually,
interested in
that
that one.
last part, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Before we start, I have a thought. Do you think Fox did this way so that way they don't have to worry about making other movies like this?
Probably.
A full movie stretched out in these time frames. Because
Yes.
fans were, for the longest time, they're like, I want to see like Predator during like the ancient China era, or I want to see it during the Viking era and stuff.
Well, because like
Feudal
it's
Japan should be a full movie,
No,
in my opinion. I don't think this.
no,
should
100%. But
I-
like, how many times have we, as like Predator fans, been like, let's put the Predator in like different time zones, like
Since
Prey.
AVP. Since AVP.
Since
came
AVP,
out.
because that was the first
crossover.
time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you look at Prey, and Prey was like a good example of like putting
liked it.
the
Oh
Predator.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, in a different time, right?
Well, I mean that was also the great thing of I like Predator 2 with Danny Glover.
Oh, that's my favorite.
I like
movie.
Predator 2 because it takes him out of the jungle. He's in the concrete jungle now. You know, Danny Glover's just like a cop that's too old, but
Yeah.
also he's still
I'm too old for this.
he's too old for this, but he's still a bullseye when it comes with the gun. And he's trying to solve murders where people are just being skinned, and he's like, I don't get paid enough for this. And he's having to deal with the Predator. But I think that it's interesting because even though I love Predator 1 and I love Predator 2, they drag.
They do.
There's a middle portion where even Prey, there's a little bit of there's a little part in the middle where it starts to drag.
For Predator 2, it's the train scene.
Yes.
Yes.
For Predator 1, isn't it the first half of the movie?
Basically.
Kind of.
Yeah, because like nothing happens.
Nothing really
It's
happens.
just
in the
it's
first.
just an introduction of all the characters.
It's a
It's
lot of
literally,
introductions,
isn't
yeah.
it just Arnold Schwarzenegger's character basically trying to save everyone as the prisoners of war? And
No.
then
That's later after he has the.
Yeah, that's after.
That's their mission.
that's their exactly. But it's
very
all that.
beginning-
To get the lady.
Yeah, the very
No, that's Rambo
beginning-
2.
Yeah, that's Rambo 2. There's a lot of movies. There's a lot of movies.
Damn.
No, but I am interested in the
Call
anthology
out.
film because, like, again, and I feel like people forget that the Predator is not just a killing machine. There's there's a reason why they do that, and Prey did such a good story behind it.
Yeah.
It's like they literally get dropped off to essentially hunt, and that's
A
it.
sport planet.
It's
a
exactly.
planet just for sport.
Yeah.
But that's my thing though, is that I always feel like Predator movies would be a lot better if they were fast. Because there's a lot of stalking that happens.
No exposition.
There's no exposition. There's
They're
like
gonna die. I don't care.
we're all watching this movie. We know what happened. The Predator came. Predator's here. He's here to mess some stuff up.
Yeah.
Let's just get to the death.
You know what? AVP, the first one, not bad.
No.
It's fun. It's fun.
Totally.
I
Yeah.
love AVP too.
Totally.
I really
Requiem?
Like,
Requiem?
I like Requiem.
Yeah.
What?
I love
I'm
Requiem.
there
I
with
think,
you.
I think Requiem is hilarious.
It was,
okay.
it's really creepy too, like with the whole impregnation.
Oh
you see
yeah,
the
when you
people in
go through
hospital and
the
they're
when you go through the maternity ward and you just see just chest bursters everywhere. I was like, oh,
that's
man,
straight.
that's
that was
wild.
like straight horror, not action horror. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Not only that, but also everybody in AVP 2 were so despicable that you were like, man, I can't wait for you to die. It's gonna be great.
Oh, that
Yeah.
I just can't wait until this guy gets beheaded. Let's do this.
I've held back on watching AVP again only because I don't like the fact that people really wish it was canonical to the Alien universe,
know.
and I'm just like, just
I'm
shut
one of
up,
those people.
You are.
I am.
Just let it exist in its own universe.
I
It
know.
doesn't matter.
No, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm fine
that's
with that.
fine.
But
Which
I
is
just
the-
wish it was.
Which is the one that had Keegan?
Keegan?
Or
The Predator.
that was The Predator,
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
The
that
Predator.
one.
That was directed by Lucas Black.
There
That one
it
was the
is.
one
I
that-
don't mind that one.
That
I
was the
don't
prisoners,
mind
right?
it. Yeah.
The
I
prisoners
don't-
that were left behind the
yeah.
planet.
The story was cool, just
Yeah.
because that one also suffered a lot of reshoots as
Yes,
well.
that did.
Massively.
Yeah.
See,
You
you're
were supposed to get
studio.
such a different story with that one, and I was just more disappointed.
Okay, I'll say this. The reason I love AVP, I love the lore.
Yeah.
The lore behind it is great.
Yeah.
It's just not
No.
a well done movie. It's okay and passable. It just could have been better.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a fun movie. Just let it exist. It's fine.
Just sounds like the story of most Predator movies.
Yeah.
It was a great idea. Just didn't
Did
do
not
well.
execute.
Just did not execute.
Prey was better than good. I think it
feel
was a
like,
great
and
film.
that's the only reason we're talking right now.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why we have this animation.
Yeah.
movie.
It's
It's
the
the
only
same
reason we have
director,
this movie.
too, by the way.
They're doing it. They are working on a second
Yeah,
one.
it's directed by the same guy who did Prey.
Yeah.
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 I thought it was a woman that did Prey.
Or same individual.
Yeah.
Same
The
person.
same person.
Same person. I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
But
I don't know.
anyway.
I'm excited for it.
What's next?
Yeah.
Next, we have Doug Bowser.
Yeah, my
Spitting
boy.
in the face of many people. Pretty much the vast majority of everyone. If you're too poor to buy a Switch 2, don't buy one.
Just buy the first one.
Just stick with the Switch 1.
I can't even get that.
Thanks. Thanks, Doug.
Right?
He's the real Bowser, dude.
Like,
That dude came in.
That is the
Nintendo.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
people need to
Yeah.
storm the Nintendo facility and be like, "The hell's wrong with you?" They need to
So-
be held accountable for having this kind of outlook and respect towards the consumer.
So I
Because you know why? Because you know why? Because he knows he can put. He knows he can slap you with his dick, and you're still gonna fucking thank him for it.
No, I'd probably.
Yeah,
be,
you- no, people
probably,
will.
I'd probably be in jail.
No,
I-
people,
I-
but other people will.
So-
there's enough people out there that he can just and then they'll go,
Thank
thank
you.
you. May I have another?
the shills. The
Yeah.
shills.
Every
The-
Disney.
Yeah. Huh?
That's like every Disney.
Oh no.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
here's
Let
the
me
thing.
review the Switch 2 and I'll let you do it to me. Oh, slap that thing
No,
on my face.
what I found
Thank you for letting me
so
review.
funny is that every Nintendo shill on YouTube
Yeah.
is like experiencing Stockholm syndrome. and I've for years I've said it. It's like every Nintendo crazed individual has Stockholm syndrome. Because they're stuck in this very abusive relationship. Don't get me wrong, Nintendo could be fun. I love the Switch. I love the Wii. Even the Wii U, I enjoyed certain aspects about it. But I would not put my life on Nintendo.
Now, when you think back about like Nintendo products, is it like black and white and really grainy?
What are you talking
Like all
about?
your memories, like it's like one of those things of like I don't like to talk about.
Don't bring me back to that
Don't bring
moment.
me back to that
No,
moment.
because I can get out of the relationship
And
when I
then,
want.
and then when you think no, because it's like a bad girlfriend that like you keep breaking up with, and then like she goes like, oh, I'm lonely,
she
and then
got
you go
mad.
like,
You
oh,
You know what? Nintendo a booty
no.
call.
Yeah.
Nintendo's a booty call.
Texts you at 2 a.m. Up.
No.
Up, and then you're like, oh,
The toxic relationship that I
Yeah.
have is
Yeah.
Pokemon. That's my toxic relationship.
which is also on the Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's under Game Freak, so technically.
No,
Yeah.
no, because
It's
you know why?
Nintendo, bro. Come on.
You know what? It's a girlfriend that makes you pay for her dinners. It's like an ex that makes you pay for her dinners, and then she doesn't sleep with you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And she took food for the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
They're not yours.
her 1,025 kids.
yeah. She ranked up that bill. Like she went to dinner with you, and then she like left with like 3 doggy bags, and then she was like, "Thanks."
Yeah, she
Bye.
like ordered everything off the menu. Said, don't worry, I'll finish what we ordered. And
Yeah.
it's like, you know what, it was so much, I'll just take it home.
Do you want me to
She
drop you
gives
off?
it to
No,
her
I have my
kids.
guy friend picking me up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, my baby daddy's outside. He's gonna pick me up.
Yeah.
You're
And
that
put
guy.
me down.
With Pokemon, sure.
That's who
fine.
you are.
But going back to Nintendo, okay?
Same thing.
No. Going back to Nintendo, I've always found it funny how, like, especially Smash Brothers people, they're the worst when it comes to this stuff. Like, they will try to justify every decision that Nintendo makes.
I only hear stuff coming out of the mouth of Pokemon people. Never Smash people. They're too busy working on their tech to bitch about stuff.
They're too busy.
Okay.
They're too busy running their
Not even
unsanctioned
Hungry
melee
Box. Not
tournaments.
even Hungry
I was gonna
Box.
say
They're
that.
like the
I was
most
gonna say
forgotten
Too busy
person in
worrying,
the circuit.
playing these unsanctioned tournaments.
Yeah.
You see it?
Leave the Smash people alone, okay? They already got their own problems. They're not.
Yeah,
they're
they
not
don't
complaining
socialize.
like exactly.
Or shower.
Don't you make fun of them? They're in that
shower.
basement right now, and they're locked down there. Okay, they're not allowed up because of the thing they did.
Yeah.
All right.
So they've been like fermenting for
Yeah. They're waiting for the new Smash, and they're just
They're,
like,
they are the true fungi in
What
The
is
Last
it
of Us.
called when they're working on their stench? They're not showering. They call
BO?
it something.
oh, they're
Something maxing?
they're pheromone maxing.
Pheromone
Pheromone
maxing.
maxing.
There you
That's
go.
that's a term?
Pheromone
Yeah.
maxing.
Ew.
Because they,
Those are the same type of guys
Pheromone
that talk like this. Oh,
Yeah,
So, like,
I'm pheromone maxing.
I'm just pheromone
So I'm using
maxing.
my natural smell.
Do you want to know a Pokemon fun fact?
because I'm an alpha.
Do you want to know a Pokemon fun fact?
No, I don't. I really don't.
I don't talk like that.
You know what else?
Vaporeon
Oh my
is.
God. Kamen
No,
Rider is
them.
one of the greatest shows of all time. I like it better than Super Sentai.
And there goes 10 subscribers.
Yeah.
Do you know that a Vaporeon has the same genitals as a human being?
Okay,
Stop.
see, you told me to stop.
I know. But I wanted it. That's why.
You see
I
what
knew
Nick
where you
does?
were-
You
I
see
knew
what
where you
Nick
were
does?
going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the
Still
Nintendo
hungry.
of our relationship.
He's the teen move to your Amazon.
That was pretty good. Wow.
First off, I'm Shein.
I at least give you a nice bag
I'm
with a
fashionable.
zipper.
Listen,
No, I
I'm a
Not
one-stop
Pokemon.
shop.
Pokemonsters.
no. Going back to the topic of Nintendo, of Doug Bowser saying this comment,
Yeah.
it's just bizarre to me because, like, I understand the reason why you would say that, but you're not. Yeah, I do.
Do
No,
you?
because
Can't relate.
No, I want you to explain. No, before you continue,
Yeah.
explain.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me explain it to you.
elaborate.
Let me explain it to you. It doesn't make sense in his context of what he's trying to sell,
Yeah.
but it makes sense in the grand scheme of things if it was anything but a Nintendo product, right? Because you got to consider it this way. I don't have the latest GPU. I literally bought mine from Nick, and it's 2 generations old. It's a 30 series, but it's still good. It's still good, but I didn't overpay for it. I'm not paying scalper prices for it. I paid $200 for it. When that GPU alone can cost anywhere between, now with tariffs, probably a good $300-$400 for
Yeah,
it.
but what's the output of it?
It's
Oh my god, I can't even run 4K. You know, it's still running.
okay.
1080p.
Like I have a 4K
I don't
monitor
care.
at home.
I
I'm
don't
running
care about
1080p at 60 frames. That's all I want. That's all I need.
Listen, man, the newest thing on that computer is the GPU. Leave it alone. Right?
I'm not saying anything about the computers.
The newest thing, that everything else is from like 1995. Leave it alone.
Dial-ups.
But see what I mean?
You turn
is
it on
like,
and it goes.
but see what I mean? Like that's what I mean is that I'm buying stuff, understanding the value behind it and not overpaying for it. Doug Bowser
Because
is
you're
essentially
overpricing it.
Exactly. Now, Doug Bowser is basically saying the Switch 2 is priced at $450, right? Just for the Switch. But if you can't afford $450, guess what? You can afford a $300 product in the Switch 1. Why is the Switch 1 still $300 right now?
Yeah.
I think the Switch 1 should have dropped to $150.
The Switch 1 should be $150.
It should be a $150 product. Not only that, but also, if you're going to say that the two items are comparable, then there should not be anything that I can't play on the Switch 1 that I can only play on the Switch 2. Then
Yes.
everything should be across the board.
If I'm
If you're
running
gonna-
high
if you're gonna
graphics,
say that.
if I'm running high graphics on the Switch 2, I should be able to play medium graphics on the Switch 1.
No, because any game that is going to be playing on the Switch 2 would probably come to a snail's pace on the Switch.
No, that's
And
what I'm saying.
And that's the thing, though, is that you're working with almost 20 years of like back technology, like technology that is just so outdated that there's no way in hell that anything that comes out for the Switch 2 is going to properly work on the Switch 1.
Yeah.
And for you to make that comparison and go, hey, well, if you can't pay for that, then buy the other one. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't make any sense. And not only that, but also that makes you very just not checked in.
Yeah.
Like you're very outside of your community. You're very outside of what the market is. And not only that, but also you're outside of the development of what this product is.
So
You're out of touch with your fan base.
You're out of
to
touch.
a painstaking degree to even want to just
To
see
warrant
that.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
That-
here's the other thing that I've been seeing from Nintendo shills is that they're saying that, okay, the price they're trying to justify. So a lot of Nintendo people are basically saying $450 is good enough of price because the Switch 2 has improved hardware and it's a better product, so it's justifiable to pay $450. But where they draw the line? $10 for that tech demo. $10. I have to pay $10. Meanwhile, Reggie Fils-Aimé basically allowed Wii Sports to be on the Wii for free.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we get that? Why am I having to pay $10 for the tech product?
Yeah,
no,
it's a tech demo.
It
should be free.
It should be free. But again, if you're mad about this, maybe be mad about the fact that they're overpricing the Switch 2 and also not lowering the price on the Switch 1.
Do you know what would have been awesome if the Switch would have came out and they would have been like, Switch 2, $250. Everybody would have bought a Switch 2.
No.
Game changer.
No, it would have been because that would,
Game
especially
changer.
if you were going like, oh yeah, and it has the same processor, everything like that as a Steam Deck. That would have been the cheapest handheld
No, it is a
out on the
Steam Deck.
market.
It is a
That
Steam
is
Deck.
when
I know.
you would have 3 in each house.
I know,
if
but
it's at
that's what I
price.
mean though, is that Nintendo doesn't remember what they are.
No.
They're trying to be an Xbox. They're trying to play in the same market as PlayStation, as Steam. That's not the game you're playing.
No.
You are the party system. You are the communal system. You're the system that everybody buys for their kids. So that means that I need to be the economic system. I need to be the cheap system that I'm not, maybe I won't make, if they buy one, I'm not going to make $400. But I'm going to get $600 when he buys one for every one of his kids. Because what's going to happen is he's going to go, it's only $250. It's cheap. Let me go ahead and buy one for, Sally. And then it's like, oh, well, next year, you know what? Dave didn't get one last year. Let me go ahead and get Dave one. And then it
There's
gets
a company bonus.
Yeah.
For if you want to be that guy, because they're so affordable, you'd actually spend less buying everyone Switch 2s than giving them like $1,000 individually.
I mean,
There you go.
That's something that's going to go towards the
Hold
family,
on.
towards the household.
And that's what I'm saying,
enriching
though,
them.
is that if they would have went towards being the economic system, like, dude, it's coming out, it's $250. It's under what most handhelds are. An Asus is almost 4 to 6. A Steam Deck is anywhere between 5 and 7. This is in the same marketplace as those.
Well, the problem right now with that is that the Switch 2 is being compared to be as powerful as the Steam Deck, which Steam has already said that they're working on a Steam Deck 2.
With Xbox.
With Xbox. So now you're having this problem where your game is, and Matt from This Is basically put it best, you're releasing a product that's already outdated.
Yes.
And that's the problem with Nintendo.
And that's where I'm coming from for this, because what they should have done is they shouldn't have gone, hey, it's the same specs as a Steam Deck or anything like that. If you really wanted to like wow people and really show them, hey, this is why it's $400, you should have had it where it's, yes, it is mobile, but also it's a solid in-home console. It's X, Y, and Z. Oh, it does all these other, it has all these bells and whistles. It does 4K on the go. You only have 10 hours, but you know what? It does 4K on the go.
Well,
Make it OLED. Do all the thing. Do everything. You know what would have been awesome if they would have been like, you can also take apart these are all dynamic controllers and you can just pull them apart because they have magnets and you can swap out the joysticks and you can skin them and you can customize your Joy-Cons, because we know people love doing that, so we made it easy for you guys.
There you make more money. You'd make so much money making it available, and then you just get people on accessories.
well, Nintendo
Yeah.
is the Apple in this sense, where it's like they hold on to their products so tightly that they refuse to basically let go of it and allow people to change it.
And the thing is that they should have just fallen into the skid, because that's what people are already doing with their product, because their product is so out of date. People are modernizing their product and going, hey, this needs an update, so let me update
Even
it.
3D printing them, because I saw someone on Reddit now, because I mentioned to you yesterday that the thing that you slide the Joy-Cons are for the Switch 2, that little portable thing, just the shell, that's going for $50.
Oh, plastic piece.
$50 for a plastic piece.
Is it first party?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so wait until third party
That
ones.
is so, no, people are 3D printing it.
Yeah, no,
for
exactly.
A fraction
but,
of the price.
But that's the thing, is that Nintendo has, and I've always seen this where like they try to push their first party products and accessories, and they're not as good or as cool as third party ones. Like if I were to get
Bring back Mad Cat.
no,
Remember
you know
Mad
who
Cat
does really, you
accessories?
know who does a good job?
Who?
D-Brand.
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 D-Brand actually does have some pretty good
They do.
stuff.
Yeah,
They have some
my
cool
case
stuff.
on my phone is a D-Brand case. I've had that phone for almost 3 years, and it's still solid.
Yeah, they make some solid cases.
Yeah.
solid
But again-
cases, solid skins, everything else.
Yeah, and then there's Colorwave. Colorwave has some shells for the Nintendo Switch. I think priced at like starting at $50.
I think so does Hyperkin Games. They also made they already have some Switch 2 products coming out.
Yeah.
Same thing with there's a lot of like third party stuff that's coming out.
But Nintendo's they hold on to their balls so tightly. It's like, dude, just allow it to breathe a little bit so that your product goes. I'll say this. I was considering getting a Switch 2. Now with everything that's going on, even if the scalpers get it and I'm not getting a Switch 2 for the next like year and a half, I'm okay holding off. Because what is my incentive to get a Switch 2? Mario Kart World? Mario Kart World can be the same thing.
Boring.
No, to me, I find it interesting. But I'll say this. There's no incentive for me to get it now. because Mario Kart World is not going to change a year or two from now. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe never changes. It's been the same product for 10 years.
It's been
Because there's a fan following. There's a cult even for the Mario Kart Wii. You know, there's
the only
Mario Kart?
one that has been different is the GameCube, and that was for Double Dash.
Yeah, but, who cares? No one's playing Double Dash.
Listen, I love Double Dash. Don't you get in my face, all right? I love Double Dash. Don't you?
But there's no competitive circuit for that.
Double Dash was awesome. Yes, there
that's
was.
Cool.
No, it's not a current competitive.
Currently, no, it is not. But back then, it
Wii.
was.
It's the Wii one, dude. That is like the main Mario Kart
It
people
was.
play.
I'm talking back when it was
I'm
2005.
talking when you had to be in
When
sync
Kid
with your
Cuisine
partner, dog.
still had the penguin mascot.
Hell yeah. And then you had to switch characters.
When
so
ketchup was colored instead of
Hold on,
red.
Hold on. No matter what,
Heinz.
they should
Squeeze,
hold on.
baby.
They should bring back Double Dash though. They should bring back that mechanic. I love that mechanic.
But they're not. They never give us any remasters. The fact that we have to emulate it
But
on
I-
their devices.
But I think
to
it'd
get
be
games.
interesting if they just added it to the game. Just add it to the game as a mode of like a Double Dash mode. That'd be sick. That'd be so cool. It's because I always loved Double Dash because like different characters could do different things faster.
Yeah.
So like, especially if it was like, oh man, I'm a master with Mario, man. Give him like special abilities.
Yoshi and Baby Mario.
Yeah.
Baby Mario.
Yoshi and Baby Mario.
Yoshi and Baby Mario. Those were that was obviously the combo. Come on,
Yeah.
dude. Everybody
Just
knew
the
that.
Yoshi egg and the Chin Chomp.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
And that's why I loved Double Dash because there was like a combination you would get more.
my
Like
God.
there was thought behind the characters you were gonna choose.
Not just that, but I love the fact that there was like hidden mechanics in the game that never got explained to you. So for like, if you got blue shelled, for example,
Yeah.
the player or the character in the back would drag for like I think 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So you were not able to get the second item, and that mechanic was interesting because now you had to think about it. You can't have a second item, so you can't hold on to it.
Yes.
It's not a thing anymore. It's not. I don't know, man. Nintendo just needs to grow up.
I'm just saying, Double Dash had a lot of really revolutionary stuff, and then they just went, take that out. That's stupid.
Yeah.
It's like no, that was like really cool stuff. So I don't know. It's Nintendo. Who cares?
What's the time on the show?
We're at 117.
Okay, we got 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it's the end of comic strips, right?
That is the end of comic strips.
It's a lengthy one.
It was a lengthy one.
But
Yeah.
small topics.
I thought
Hey, but you know what? I will say I think we stayed on track for the most part.
we definitely did.
Yeah. Good job.
When we started comic strips, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We lost Renee at some point. We slowed the bus down. Renee got back on.
Those tariffs.
Renee, would you like to introduce us into the main topic for today?
He has a
Oh,
mint
the
julep.
rest. What?
Do you have a mint julep with you?
No.
Oh,
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
The mint julep, the drink?
yeah, the drink. Mint julep.
Did you say the drink?
Yeah.
Mint julep, the drink, yeah. What was the joke?
Oh, I thought he went out. Never mind.
Netflix had Devil May Cry premiere. The new anime, guys. It was really good. 8 episodes.
Yeah, you gotta do that. Props.
Oh my God.
Props.
All right.
Styrofoam.
So, the reason we're going to talk about Devil May Cry is because I started getting into anime again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a weeb now.
For like a week.
Wait for a week, dude. Do you want me to watch
It
One
shows-
Piece or not?
Yeah, but you chose the wrong anime to watch during that week.
Yeah, but it was One Piece.
I like. I do think that's super funny that this anime drops, and we're all like, "Dude, we got to talk about this."
Yeah.
And then you were like, "Oh, so I'm like 50 episodes into One Piece." And we're like, "Did you watch the 10 episodes of Devil May Cry?" Dude, I had no time.
No, he was more like, I'm balls deep into One Piece right now.
Yeah, I got
It's like,
1,123
Dude, I'm
episodes.
gum-gumming right now. All right, you just relax.
I'm gum-gumming rocketing into the series, dude.
Did you say thumb-gumming?
No, gum-gum
Oh,
rocketing.
Gum Gum Rocket.
that you were thumb-gumming. I was like, "What is that?"
All right, so Devil May
I
Cry.
ate the cum fruit.
I hate the cum-cum fruit.
Dang.
I hate the cum-cum fruit.
I know
And
that
now I'm gonna
means.
get some gum-gum.
Now he's just gonna explode. That's his power.
Explode in his pants.
I feel like
Sean walks down the street, and if you just see him go,
No, I need to announce my move to everyone. So
come,
they know.
come,
No.
come, bullet.
come, Gatling gun.
Mirage. And it's just these overgrown like.
No, right,
See,
before, right before he does it. Jackpot!
See, I just love it too because it would be because I just love the idea of like hitting like a group of people and then out of nowhere like nothing happened and they're just like nothing happened. It's like, oh, you're all pregnant.
check your stomachs again.
Even the men. And you're just like, oh no!
All right, never mind. I'm not a weeb anymore. You guys
Yeah.
are weird. I'm out of it again. Weebs are
I'm
dumb.
done.
You and your cum.
Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Devil May
Devil
Cry.
May Cry. So this story, they are doing a little bit more different. They changed up a lot of the lore, but for good. I mean, not for bad. It was actually pretty smart the way that they're doing it.
I have no complaints with
Me
that.
neither.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
especially being like a
Yeah, it was fun.
heavy player of that game. You know, when I was a kid, I replay those games so over and over again.
When you said that you were a Devil May Cry fan,
Yeah.
that was one thing I did not know about you.
Really?
And we've known each other for like more than 10 years.
Yes.
It's like, what the heck? This came out of nowhere. I think you told me this last year because this is where when you got this.
Yeah. I saw them the year prior, and I didn't have the funds, and then I was like, okay, this year.
He didn't
This
even
year.
wait. Like,
No.
it's so funny because, like, because we walked in, as we were walking in, like, oh my god.
I was like, okay, if I see them, I'll buy them. And it was
Yeah,
like,
and I was like, oh, yeah, but why don't we, like, look around and we'll, like, see if we can find, like, good ones for a good price.
Mm-hmm.
First place he saw him, he was just like,
yeah.
mine.
But you got them at a good price.
I
It
got
was
a
solid
good
price.
Yeah, it was a solid price for what they were.
Yeah.
But I remember you showed me this closer to the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, what are these? Like, oh, it's Ebony and Ivory from Devil May Cry. And I looked at you and I'm like, you're a Devil May Cry fan? He's like, yeah, I've been playing it since I was a kid. I'm like, dude,
where's
I've
your
never
baby?
I've never met a real
Yeah.
Devil May Cry fan. I've never met
Dude, I
one.
like Devil May
Yeah.
Cry.
Yeah, but-
I'm with DMC.
Yeah, but no one says they're
Yeah.
Devil May Cry fans.
Why?
I don't know.
Some people
It's-
people don't like to admit to it.
It's an old game that's kind of out of circulation, and the last remake that we got was god awful.
Yeah,
You know?
I've always remembered this game having like problems with like Christian families because that's how
God.
I got introduced to this whole game was I was at my friend's house and he comes from a very heavy Christian background, but his older brother had this game on the PlayStation, and I guess like he was like at the time I think I was like 10 or 11. He was like 16, 17 at the time, and he was just like playing this game, and I'm just like, what's your brother playing, man? And he goes like, oh, it's a game called Devil May Cry. I'm like, oh, I remember reading that on Game Informer, you know. And then I was like, and then I played for like throughout the castle the first game, and I was just like, oh my god, I need this game.
Oh, I thought your story was going to be like Christian families hated it, so I played it.
No, it
Just
was
to defy Christianity.
but then
That too.
yeah, but it was always I remember that was the common thing, like a heavily Christian family, and if the kid has a PlayStation 2, most likely he has either like GTA or Devil May Cry. That's
And
Or
their
Silent
parents don't
Hill.
know.
or Silent Hill.
Silent Hill,
yeah.
man.
Silent Hills.
Or
You're
Silent
going to
Hill.
always find a Silent
Yeah.
Hill.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Okay, so I watched the first episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love the music.
Yes.
Great music choices.
Yes, great music choices.
I will say, as someone that has not followed the lore at all, the first episode's a little difficult to try to like get into,
What was difficult about it?
in the sense that I'm like, I don't know where this world exists in terms of like, do you know about the demons or do you not? Because the conversations they have at the beginning, because I think it's the vice president, right, who's having this conversation.
Connery?
Huh?
Kevin Conroy?
Cameron Conroy's character. He's talking about R.I.P. He's talking about
King.
how like the demon world and the real world are like finally kind of unifying, and that this is all true, that it's not fake, and that kind of threw me off because I'm like, so do we know or do we not know? Because like what's going on?
It's one of those things of there are people that know. Because in the first episode, I think I kind of understand where you're going at, because like they're talking about it and then they're talking about there are demons that are out there.
So there's demon hunters,
Yes.
Well,
but they're looked as cuckoo people.
But
Yeah.
but technically he's not even they're not even demon hunters really. They're more mercs.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but
they're,
then
they're
you
more
have.
referred to as mercenaries.
But that's
Yeah.
where I'm getting at, is that
They
the
didn't
characters.
get demon hunters. It was just mercenaries.
Just mercenaries,
in,
but
in that room. Yeah.
Again, so you have people that are looking at these people, like at these mercs, as like cuckoo people. Like, oh, you guys believe in demons? That doesn't make any sense. But then you have the other group of people in the same room who are like, no, demons are real and hell is real and the demon war is coming. And I'm like, okay, so wait, do we know this for a fact, or are we kind of building
The
it up?
government knows.
The government knows, and that's.
government knows.
And
I
they
will
fixed
say
that in that same episode, in that same breath, they have a demon in the room with
Okay,
them, and
now-
they're exposed.
I'm not gonna use this as like a comparison to say that this was a better anime, but Castlevania has a better first episode than this one. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing because I still enjoy Devil May Cry.
World building wise, I'd agree.
Yes, and that's the part is that it tells you the story of Dracula in the first episode and sets you up to kind of follow. What's his name again? I forget. The main character.
From Castlevania.
From Castlevania.
Oh,
yeah. I forget the name, but whatever. You're following him, and it kind of sets you up there. This one, it's back and forth as to yes or no, and it threw me off, but everything else about it is good.
But my thing is that I also kind of felt that was very Devil May Cry, because in the game, there is a lot of people that either don't know that demons are real. There's like a lot of like controversy of whether or not people believe demons are real. Dante believes that demons are real, but also he takes on merc jobs that are like outside of like demons and everything else, where he just takes on like regular merc jobs. So, and he is thought to be a weirdo in the games. So that's why when I got thrown into that, I was like, well, this is very, to the game. Like,
also, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't the Devil May Cry games very like dark and broody? They use a lot of like dark colors, and this anime is very bright.
The thing is that the game is pretty bright, but the dialogue in it is really goofy. So it's one of those contrast things, and when you go to anime, it's one of those things of like, once you pick a color palette, I can't keep swapping from it.
No,
I can't keep adjusting to it. The only way in which I would have been like, oh man, that would have been really sick, is if they kind of would have done it like Vampire Hunter D, where it's like very like cell shaded and like a lot of like drawn lines and everything else. And then
that takes time and money.
That takes a lot of time and money, because that's all hand drawn.
Yeah,
that's all hand drawn. That's not what this is.
But the animation,
it's still pretty. It's still pretty.
Yeah.
Still pretty.
You can tell where they cut corners though.
It's not. It's not like Demons. It's not Demon Slayer level.
Or it's not even Invincible level of like animation.
No, like there is a lot of like cutting corners and everything, but for what it was and for the big fight inside of his house, you can tell like all these people are coming at him and everything like that. And instead of showing the same fight, instead of showing the big fight, you just see lights, and like you hear like a lot of noises and everything else, and then it goes to the van.
The first episode alone, the animation, I feel like that's probably the third time that it was at its best, and that alone looked really good
in the first episode.
In the first episode, I was telling you, like Christy and I were like looking at each other like they had a budget.
Yeah.
Well, they had a budget for this.
You had to make a big scene, because the first 10 minutes of it is basically the mercs trying to get into, what was it, the Vatican or something like that?
I feel like the animation just dropped off with the monsters.
Yeah. The monsters.
That's the only time they got
3D. That's like a really weird thing. There's another anime that kind of does that. It's called Kingdom.
Oh, there you're gonna say Ajin.
That one too, but like Kingdom does it too, where like it's a weird anime choice. I mean, it's a weird stylistic choice if they go like, oh yeah, it's like this like 2D drawing, and then like for certain characters, it's like this like animated character, and you're like,
jarring.
Why is that guy a different style? That makes no sense. But I kind of understand it too, because they made all of the demons like that. So I was like, okay, well, it's a different drawing style for the demons. That makes sense. Okay, they're supposed to look abnormal.
So where is this taking place?
So this one takes place, but then also kind of alters the whole in Dante's Awakening, because he's around that age, or maybe a little bit older. But the thing is that in this one, they're kind of like, they're showing that, okay, so Dante exists, but the thing is he doesn't. He believes his mom and Virgil are dead, and he just moves on with his life. But he never knew who he was. He didn't even know he was a demon. He just knew he was different.
He didn't want to acknowledge that there was something different about him. He always put it off.
And
he just thought, isn't that how everybody?
And so in this one, it's more a line of like, okay, Mundus, the leader in hell, is trying to open the gates back.
Mundus is a rabbit.
No, Mundus is the big baddie, like the one that the overlord, of hell. And stuff.
Who's
like
the
that.
rabbit?
The rabbit is his lackey. He's recruited him. And
is a rabbit in the games?
I empathize with
the rabbit. Shows up in the games. I think it's the third one. Yeah, the third one. He shows up in the third one. But in this one, they expanded more into his lore and stuff like that.
And why is he doing the things he's doing?
Well, what's his motive and what's his backstory?
Because he is in 3 he is kind of an undercooked villain.
Yeah. He's just kind of like there, and then that's it.
They use some substance here.
Really
he does have some cool lines in the first episode.
He does. And then especially later on, he's more sinister, and then Then you find out his background, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really kind of hope that they continue this because I love what Netflix is doing with its animation, especially like anime adapting like
Edge
video game
Runners.
stuff. Edge Runners.
Yeah,
I think
Castlevania.
you
This
told
one.
us to wear our favorite anime gear, and I think Sean and I are the only two that actually followed the assignment.
Yeah.
That's why we're wearing
I brought
glasses.
mine.
Huh?
I brought mine.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. So you got that. What are you wearing? It's not anime.
Yeah, this is for Visions.
That's your favorite anime? Visions? Wow.
I mean, I'm
In all
wearing
fairness,
Cyberpunk.
I didn't have time to go home and change, so I was like,
That's true.
I'm gonna make something up. And it happens to be a Star Wars shirt, so it'll work.
That's why we're wearing glasses. Yeah. Wait, why are you wearing glasses?
Because I just saw them there.
Oh, it's like I'm like, what character in Evangelion wears glasses?
All of them.
Yeah. Like, get sunglasses like this? I mean, what's her name? Mommy.
Like 4 or 5.
Oh yeah, I know. Why did I forget the name? It's not. It's no. That's Attack on Titan.
I hate myself.
This is really
It's me
So
up.
Devil May Cry.
So Devil May Cry.
It was really good. I liked where they went. The one thing that I am
Misato, thank you.
The one that I
was in there.
happy to see that they showed the rebellion sword for him, but he doesn't get Ebony and Ivory yet.
Yeah.
No.
The entire he's always going through guns
Yeah.
in the show, and I love that.
Yeah.
Does
Well,
he
because
get
there's
Ebony
well,
and
because
Ivory?
there's well, I mean that's the thing. There's not like a big backstory, but there's a reason why he resorts to these guns in his devil hunting. And stuff
So,
like
but
that.
Because the bullets in the game are the bullets that the Darkon is using.
Yeah.
The ones that like specifically like destroy demons.
wait,
Yeah.
so he doesn't get it in the series.
No. He just uses 2 pistols, normal pistols.
So we get a season 2.
We're definitely hopefully.
yeah,
we're
oh
getting
yeah,
season 2.
yeah. There is
Okay.
going to be a season.
That final like 30 seconds of the last episode,
It was
and
good.
and I hear the music, and I was just.
So
But
which is cool because they do use scores from past video games into the anime, which is nice. But on top of that is also a great soundtrack. You know,
10 out of 10.
there's a different rendition of an Evanescence song that's used. There's also Papa Roach, Last Resort is used as well too. Rage Against the Machine, the radio.
The Rage Against the Machine. I think that was also a remix too.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah, I think they were all remixed.
Can you look up and see if Devil May Cry's the anime is going to have a vinyl?
Oh,
I would imagine so.
Because I have Scott Pilgrim Takes Off's vinyl and I have Edge Runner's vinyl as well. So if they has it, I might get it. 'Cause I'm loving it.
That would be pretty cool. Especially, I think it'd be cool if the vinyl was blue on one side and then it had the crack.
Oh yeah.
And it had the red on
like
the other.
the amulet.
Like, it looks like the
double
amulet.
LP, double LP.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be really really cool if it was like the two things of the amulet.
Really hope that it does get a season 2 because Netflix is doing so well with just producing these live or these animations, right? Because Castlevania Nocturne got me scared.
This one, so in this one, they do the main theme that goes out throughout the whole season is basically like casualties of war. You know, there's a lot of people that get caught in the crossfire.
Innocent
creatures, humans. Yeah. And they really dwell on that. That's the thing. Which is actually it's pretty interesting because, you know, you watch it and then you start seeing like what the government wants to do and then what like Dante and then also Lady wants to do as well too. And it's really interesting. That's the thing.
Okay.
And, but like I said, I love the series. It's really good, and I'm really excited to see if there's going to be a season 2. And if there is, I'm great, cool.
So I don't.
Who's the main protagonist after Dante? I forget. What's his
Nero.
name? Nero.
Nero, yeah.
Who produced not produced it, but who developed this Devil May Cry series?
Oh, isn't it the dude that did Castlevania?
If it's the
It's
same
the same
studio.
dude. It's the same studio.
Same studio.
We're getting another Castlevania season. Okay,
Yeah.
thank God.
Yeah, it's the same studio.
That's good. That studio's
Because
great.
that was what like was like the big thing. It was like from the creators of
Castlevania.
from the developers of Castlevania.
Did you guys watch Nocturne at all?
I haven't seen it, but I do want to watch it.
Nocturne has a great ending in season 1.
Yeah,
It's so beautiful.
it's one of the animes that I need to watch, but also there's far too many anime out there.
I know. I still need to watch Solo Leveling.
Dude, you really need to watch.
I know, I need to watch
Season
it.
2 just ended. That thing was sick.
Okay.
You can also
You guys
read the
are
manhwa
weebs.
online too.
Huh?
These are weebs.
Dude, you would love Solo Leveling. You shut your mouth.
Yeah.
You shut your mouth.
No.
You would love it.
I'm not a loser.
No, because you know why? Because you'd be
watch
sitting there
anyway.
just going like, oh my god, maximum power, yes. Shadows. Oh, God. Oh, Egret.
I love how I started getting into One Piece, and then you're just like, we'll see. Like, what do you mean, dude? Why can't you just be supportive?
Because, man, you...
Like, just let me, like,
Because you were getting into Gurren Lagann, and you were like, I'm super...
and then
into it.
commercials
Like,
happened. No, and then they
like,
killed,
like,
what's his
later.
face's name? What was his name?
Kamina?
Kamina, they killed him. And it was just
Yeah,
like,
it's part of the show, dude.
Yeah,
I know.
Enjoy
very
it.
crucial. How'd you guys like Enzo?
Enzo. Oh, I liked him.
I liked him.
I like
a
Enzo.
character in Devil May Cry.
Yes, he's the broker.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
he's
Great.
the I do
the nicest, scummiest guy you'll
I
ever
do
meet.
love, especially in the first couple of episodes where he's just like, oh, I think of you like a son. I would do anything for you. I would take a bullet. Okay, maybe not a bullet. I would take a knife.
Very shallow.
Very shallow knife, but I'd take a knife for you.
Yeah.
And he goes, so at what point during this like revelation of yours did you betray me and rat me out to the government? And he goes, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, he goes, you know nothing about all those jackboots that are coming up the stairs right now? And he goes,
They're all closing in on me. He's all...
well, what can I say, man?
He's so nonchalant.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
you got me.
yeah, you
alright.
got me, man.
I'm just
Like,
gonna say everything now.
yeah, he's like, okay, well, the things that they were doing to me were outrageous.
They're all here to get that thing around your neck, all right? Like
he just
divulges
blurts
everything.
everything out. But Enzo was funny.
Yeah.
I do like when like they're falling from the sky, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just, like he's saving everybody, and he's like, "How are you saving everybody but me?"
That was good.
Yeah.
Overall, would you recommend Devil May Cry?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Hands
Espe-
down.
If you like anime, definitely. If you're kind of like a newbie to anime, but you like the games, I definitely recommend it.
I will say I am interested in finishing this one because you guys were mentioning how they started putting, or they put in little nods to certain other Capcom properties. In
Yes.
there. Raccoon
There's a
City,
lot of
Mega
Easter
Man.
eggs
Street Fighter.
in
Yeah,
the
Street
series.
Fighter.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They did a DDR in the first episode, no?
Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought I just thought all that stuff was like super awesome. Like I just hope that they do like a Space Channel 5 and like other stuff too.
Capcom
Why
likes to
not?
jerk itself off. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, they have some great properties, wouldn't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Capcom hasn't done anything
With them.
except for
Well, Monster
years.
Hunter. We got Monster
Monster
Yeah,
Hunter.
Hunter
Monster
doesn't
Hunter-
count.
Monster Hunter counts.
Why?
Monster Hunter doesn't
Why
count.
doesn't it?
Huh?
Why doesn't it? 'Cause
You know what?
say so?
You know what? You know what I really want? If
Give me Dead
that's-
Space.
You know what I would really.
Give me Lost Space. Lost Planet.
You know what I would love if this one does really well, and because it is doing really well, they then make an animated Resident Evil.
Oh,
Do like an
oh,
animated
yeah.
Resident Evil,
By base
but make
it.
it like to the game and make it like a full on series of like a horror series.
Yeah.
But where do they go? Where
Resident
do they
Evil 5.
follow?
Well,
Do-
no, they're already making a Resident Evil movie that's going to be directed by the director that did Barbarian.
But I want
Oh
like
yeah, that's
But
right.
he says he's sticking to the games.
The first
I,
one.
but I want an anime. I feel like an animated movie would be. I mean, an animated show would
yeah.
be so much cooler.
But do
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Don't do 1 through 4. Do 5.
no,
Yeah.
don't do 5 because I feel like you have so much backstory that it has to
4.
be explained.
4 is the
4
furthest I'll go back. We've already done 1 through 3 so many times.
No, but one.
Just
but,
do 4.
But the thing is that if you do 1 correctly and you do it like an actual.
Okay,
horror,
fine. 2. Start at 2. How about that?
You can do 2. Honestly, nobody really has touched 2. There's not a whole lot of stuff, and then you can then leach into 1
Yeah.
from 2 because that a
You
lot
get
of
flashbacks.
Do
Well, isn't 2
flashbacks
and
and
1
everything else.
2?
they take place within the same couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one happens and then
Well, they tried to do that with Welcome to Raccoon City and just ended up being
No, yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's also what happens when I'm
Oh, the
like
game?
limited to
Yeah.
like,
No, the
the
movie.
movie.
Oh.
But that's also what happens when you're limited to like an hour.
Yeah.
Like an hour and a half in a budget.
Yeah.
And when you can have animation, when you can do everything else, you can get crazy with a lot of this stuff and go like, all right, cool. We've never blown up a plane and stuff.
No, you know why I want 5?
Huh.
I want
Sheva?
I want
You want to see Chris punch a
yes.
boulder?
There you go.
I was gonna.
You said
Boom,
Sheva, and I'm just
boom,
like, you know
boom.
what? When I was in high school, I unlocked her her
Savage gear.
Leopard.
Yeah, her leopard gear. You pervert.
Yeah, but you were there at that screen for a few hours.
Listen, man, that was high school me, right?
I always love that. There's one like stream I always love. It's Resident Evil 5, and they're starting it, and then they look at like each other, and then they're like, "Oh, why does she look like Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
Hey, did you put mods in this thing?" And then all of a sudden it turns, and then it's Master Chief, and he goes, "No,
It's Chris Redfield.
I don't know why that thing always cracks me up.
Yeah.
They've done
so
so many
perfectly
other
timed.
Resident Evils, and they've never brought Sheva back. She
They,
doesn't
they,
die.
they haven't brought a lot of people
I'll give you
back.
one reason why.
She's not a bad character.
I'll just give you one reason why.
Why?
I think it's the color of her skin. She's like the only African American
That's
character
true.
in like the Resident
Yeah.
Evil series.
Yeah.
She's the only one
Alive?
not to return.
Alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's not. She's like one of the only ones that not to
Yeah.
return.
I mean, they mentioned...
They're like, "Oh, she's busy in
in
Africa."
In Resident Evil 7 and 8, they mentioned the BSAA,
Yeah,
but they never mentioned Shiva.
Isn't she just working there? That's the
Well, she
whole
just
thing?
works for the...
She works for them.
She works for them, but you would think that Chris...
would keep his partner.
Yeah, to be like, okay, you can do more missions with me and stuff. No, they
He's a
just...
busy man.
It's just Chris, yeah.
Chris is like,
Look,
Chris,
5 is great.
Yeah, Chris is just like, hey,
Four
listen,
was better,
she
but-
likes to
Yeah,
walk.
no, it's fine.
Listen,
5
man,
is great.
she likes to walk around in a loincloth. It kind of creeps me out.
Yeah.
I feel like this is an HR.
I was okay with it.
I feel like this is an HR meeting
It's
waiting to
very
happen.
I
It's a
literally,
look
the
up
moment
here.
I unlocked that costume, I played the whole game again.
Well, of course. The same thing that I did this. I platinumed that game where I got everything, including the Gatling gun.
God, my God.
Yeah, and also the unlimited rocket launchers. You ever played the game with
Oh
unlimited
my
rocket
God,
launchers?
yes.
Awesome.
It's just fun.
Dude,
Was it
it's
one
just
of the-
hilarious.
was it a
You're laughing
Gatling
the
gun,
entire
or which
time.
one was it where you had to? The way you unlocked it was doing the horde mode. Was it the Gatling or was it the
It
rocket?
was the Gatling gun.
It was a guy.
Okay, well I don't know. It's on sale, so I might get it again. I don't know. We'll see.
I'll get it and we can play it together. I'm down to play that.
I played
game again.
Mercenaries. Resident Evil 4.
Do you remember Operation Raccoon City?
Yeah, that
Where-
kid sucked.
Where you're
Oh my
the Umbrella Corporation
Corporation, and they
people.
go down into the labs,
Yeah.
and then the
The
outbreak is down.
multiplayer for that game was awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking about Umbrella Corp, last thing because we're gonna wrap up, but
We do.
it's like hour and a half, no?
141.
141, yeah. In Whittier, there's a guy that drives a van that's like completely like windows are covered and everything else, and it's fully decked out in Umbrella Corp stickers and stuff.
So-
and it even has a bloody handprint on
Oh,
like the
that's-
side where
that's
like
wild.
So
doors
firebomb
at-
that car or what? Like,
so yeah,
that guy has the T-virus. That's what I heard.
I legitimately
That's what I
like
heard.
slowed down, and he's like, "Why are you slowing down?" I'm like,
That guy crashes. It's the end of the
"We're
world.
dead. Do you want to die?
It's the end of the world.
You're pregnant. I don't want MJ to be born with a T virus."
Right?
That was that's
It
actually
could be, but then,
Zombie baby.
But then she could be Alice.
That's what I
True.
didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I all I want is I just want a good Resident Evil thing. I just
Yes.
want something
Let's
something
just-
of
let's-
Resident
Good,
Evil
but
that's
yeah,
good.
but not the video game. You want a good.
I want a Resident
media.
Evil
movies
property
are
good.
bad.
Yeah.
Because the Resident Evil franchise is awesome.
If we did it with
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, if we did it with Devil May Cry, if we're doing it with Castlevania,
hope.
there's
there's
hope.
hope.
What's so
guys-
hard about Resident
you
Evil?
guys should really watch the documentary on George A. Romero's take on what he was going to do.
Oh, that one's sick.
Yeah,
It's
I
on-
watched. Well, you could. I got it on Prime.
Uh-huh.
You can just buy it on Prime. It's
Yeah.
really cheap, like $10. But it was really good. The idea was going to be it was like a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing was, it's Constant Studios or Constant Films. They own the rights to it,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy that owned it or had the rights to it, the company, he was like, "Well, no, this is too scary. This is like really, really scary. I don't like it."
Yeah,
I
was like, oh, duh.
Yeah, he's like,
the horror film.
he goes, this is what this is. He goes, I don't want this to be the Resident Evil movie. I want more action in it. You know, I want more stunts and stuff.
not
And
the
that's
point.
that's what we got that version. They took the idea of what one small thing was they were going to use the Arkham House and stuff because George A. Romero was going to like, okay, no, Chris and Jill, they're going through the house, the Arkham House and stuff like that, or the Ackland House, and they're just going through the maze. They're finding zombies, and there's a giant snake and stuff like that, like in the game. He really wanted to keep it true to the game and stuff.
And then you end up finding out that there's a lab underneath. Because that's like, I feel like that's kind of like the coolest thing in the game, is that you're trapped in this creepy mansion, and then as you start figuring out the mysteries of, the house,
Yes.
You then go like, oh, this is a facility for the Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah.
You start finding out more and more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's my only hope, because this show does really well and because it did awesome, is that other Capcom properties.
Yeah.
Give me a Mega Man show. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah,
I want a Mega Man
watch
show.
another Mega Man show.
Because
Bring back Battle Network.
Huh?
We got a secret level.
It's not enough.
But I know the secret level one was cool.
This might spark something.
You know why I don't want Mega Man to have its own property?
Because you're a hater.
No, because Legends
You
people.
suck.
Mega Man Legends people. They're asking for a Mega Man Legends 3. I'm like, no, it was fun, but X was better.
No, man. I just all I want is just a good Mega Man game. I mean, or get Mega Man show. Give me a Mega Man show.
NT Warrior's
I
great.
mean, I haven't had a good Mega Man show since I was a kid.
NT Warrior.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid, I feel like I'm speaking a different language. Like, what?
You have to say it in a way you'll understand. My game was the younger kid.
Why'd you take it too far?
Taking it too far.
In all fairness,
I gotta dumb it down for you.
sometimes when you talk, I do hear that. So,
Bryan.
when Bryan talks, I do hear that sometimes. So, hi Bryan. Anyway, this has been keeping me with words.
Thank you guys for watching us. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. Please check out our website, keepingupwiththenerds.com, for all the up-to-date information. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and xmen.com. Check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/keepingupwiththenerds, and check out our audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean, now on YouTube Music as well. Guys, don't forget to please go check out Santa Fe Springs Art Festival stuff. The camera's not even on me, it's on them. I'm just talking.
One measure?
Santa Fe Springs Art Festival, April 20th. 3 to 11, free admission. Go and check us out there. Also check out Whittier Comic Fest, June 22nd.
Hey, mine's getting soft. Wait a stop.
Okay.
All right,
Nick, you want to sign us out?
this has been Keeping Up with the Nerds. This is issue 243. My name is Nick Valero.
Dang.
This is Bryan.
We'll see you all on the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh!